All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Andre Duke Show. Appreciate all you guys tuning in, and so we're gonna get after it today. Gotta put my link out. All right, but before we get rolling, Williams Auto Parts, located in Portland, Indiana, proud sponsor of the show. Go see Rocky. Go see Heath for your new and used auto parts needs. They've been in Portland for over 4 generations. So go see Rocky, go see Heath for your new and used auto parts needs. If you can't go see them in person, give them a call at 260-726-8001. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Go see Rocky, go see Heath. Also, let me get the phone line up. Phone line is open. Number to call 260-245-1479 is the number to call on the show. New phone number. Got some new technology here, so that is the new number. Phone line is open. Put the graphic up. So we're gonna get into it. College football starts tomorrow. I don't know how excited everybody is about that. The big thing that I thought was fascinating to start the show off. Let me go to Pete's Twitter. They announced this, not the eligibility stuff, although we'll get to that. Pete Thamel puts out a statement, I'm assuming from Jeff Landry, the governor of Louisiana, to ESPN on the court ruling. I've been saying it for a year that college football or college sports needs to be fixed. President Trump and Saban were right. The rules keep changing, and at this point, no one even knows what the actual rules are. The U.S. Senate needs to step in and fix this. The U.S. Senate needs to quit politicking and start working. Those are statements from the governor of Louisiana that's highly, highly involved, Jeff Landry. He was involved in the handpicking of Lane Kiffin at LSU. Just some of the stuff going on. The eligibility stuff is out of hand. But I did see with the week starting up, college football, the oversight committee has decided to get rid of. They've adopted a OTA like model like the NFL, which I think that's kind of interesting that they're going to go down that route. I think that's probably the best. I think spring football's dead for the most part. Doing the open scrimmage thing, it is what it is, but they're going to the OTA type model. A lot of the conferences are doing the banning of professional athletes, which I don't know. The college guys are getting paid, so technically that makes them professional athletes, but it's all about splitting hairs at that point. I think that for the most part going forward, I think that college football is taking steps in the right direction. I believe the transfer portal goes from 15 days to 10 days after the season in January. I really think that they're trying to move everything up. I think they're preparing to go to a 2014 playoff. They're just not saying the quiet thing out loud. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think that once you get that model there, it's going to help the sport. I think just some of the things going on. Oh, Joe's in the crowd. Joe, we even got a new phone number. Number to call is on the ticker below. The new phone number is 260-245-1479 is the new phone number. So that's kind of where we're at. Also, the game's kicking off. The three games that I have my eyeball on the most, I think South Dakota State, Jacksonville State's going to be an interesting matchup to see how they, the bat phone, how they stack up. UNC Virginia, I think that there's a lot to dissect there. With them both being ACC schools and kicking it off in week 0, I kind of like what the ACC is doing there. Not waiting until the third week to get conference play underway. I think you're going to see the group of 5 teams get weeded out in the bye games, but I think that there's going to be rules put in place to where the Big Ten's going to have to play one SEC team, an ACC team, and a Big 12 team. I think that's coming for 3 non-cons. I think the SEC will probably adopt that model. And I also look at that model and say, well, all the SEC schools can't play Purdue. So I think that there's going to be some matchups met there. So those are just some quick side notes that I have. But getting into some of the notes that I did write, we'll start it off with this. Also, if you're new to the podcast, do us the biggest favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. We are on the road to 500. So that's kind of where we're at on the road to 500. But with that being said, the college eligibility situation continues to get crazier. Even though we've been talking all week about players potentially returning to college football after having professional ties, the big question that I have is, where does the college eligibility end? Does it end at declaring for the draft? Does it end at signing an NFL contract? Does it end going through NFL training camp? Does it end going through making a roster or getting released? Playing an actual NFL regular season game? At some point, there has to be a clear line. The Big Ten has already adopted its own rule preventing players with certain professional ties from returning to Big Ten schools. Now we're seeing lawsuits and judges get involved. My issue with this is college football can't operate in the long term with different eligibility standards depending on the conference or what judge happens to hear the case. Eventually, there's going to be a national standard. That's what I think is coming. But my question to you and the audience is should a player ever be allowed to return to college after signing an NFL contract? I can answer my own question on that. The answer for me is no. I think once you've declared for the NFL draft, it's over. It's done. You have foregone your eligibility. You sign the papers. You filled out the papers. Now, if you withdraw your name before the draft starts, that's a different story. The NFL has clear deadlines on basically it's like college, dropping and adding. When you don't withdraw your name, you can't get it back out. So I think we're to the point of, I don't think we're to the point of no return, but I think we're getting to a point to where this needs to be fixed. Now, do I think that the NFL will put the kiboshes to this? Yes. They already have. So if you've left the NFL, which all hell the commish, when you left the NFL, for those players that come back, they're not eligible to be signed the rest of this year. So I think that those guys that are doing this have to take a long look in the mirror and think, well, do I completely mess up my NFL eligibility going forward? Or do I just kind of Or do I just kind of take this one on the chin and go back to school and, you know, wing it, I guess. I don't think I don't think winging it is the best part, but I think that going forward you have to ask yourself the big question of, is this going to hurt my NFL career? Because the NFL money, in my opinion, far in a way exceeds whatever money that a college is going to pay you. I think that going forward, that the SEC doesn't want to get involved with this. I think that the people that are blaming Greg Sankey for this need to take a look in the mirror on how we got here. I think that when it comes to the letter of the law, do they have a leg to stand on? I think it's just going to be a judge by judge basis. And where did that judge get his law degree? So I think there's a lot there. And so I guess my next question is every time the NCAA attempts to enforce something, somebody goes to court, and then we get temporary restraining orders, injunctions, eligibility challenges, NIL lawsuits, transfer lawsuits. At what point do we admit the NCAA doesn't have any power? I guess my question is who runs college football right now? Is it the NCAA, the conferences, the schools, the courts, the TV networks? Because right now, it feels like everybody has a piece of power and nobody actually wants to be in charge. That is my aspect on this, because between the conferences, the TV networks, the NCAA, the courts, all of those things that I just named, I find it very fascinating that all these people want to make these decisions, but whenever you go to put someone in charge, everybody has a problem. Now, do I think the Big Ten and the SEC need to get on the same page and figure this out? Yes. I've been long since have said that I don't think the ACC is long for this world. I think the bigger conferences will take the valuable programs out of that, and it'll get left into a scrap heap. I think going forward, the ACC will most likely merge with the American or something of that sort. But I think that the super conference thing is on the horizon. I don't know how they're legally going to do that. You have antitrust, all of that stuff. And to be completely honest, I'm tired of reading about lawsuits. It doesn't, I don't think they're doing the sport any good whatsoever right now. So that is kind of where I stand on it. I just feel like, when you look at this, does college football eventually need federal legislation or collective bargaining to establish rules? I say yes, they need collective bargaining, and the SEC does not want to have collective bargaining because you know why? They are going to want they don't want to follow the rules. Some of the schools don't want to follow the rules, which that's fine if you don't want to follow the rules. But you have to look at it for what it really is. If they have contracts, because in the NFL, they don't make you do extra work. They don't run you. They don't do none of that. They just put a letter on your stool. They just fine you. Now, in college, they're saying they're fining kids. But when was that collectively bargained? When was it negotiated? My thing is that if I didn't agree to a certain set of team rules, let's just say there's a team rule that's you got to be there 10 minutes early. And you think it's bullshit, you show up 5 minutes early. Well, you get a fine for $1,000. In the NFL, all the fines and that stuff is negotiated, to be completely honest with you. So I think that having collective bargaining is a positive on the end of the players, but if you're one of the highest earning players in college football, let's just take Arch Manning or Trinidad Chambliss or one of those two. Okay. Hello, Joe. Can you hear me? Oh, is it doing this again? Hold on. Hold on. Why is it doing this? Oh, trying to take calls on this thing is. Sorry, Joe. I got a new tablet. Let me go to settings here. I apologize, everybody, but you know that's what happens when you get new technology. New technology. Trying to get this whole thing figured out. Trying to get it figured out. Because my got that. Let's see if I can call Joe back real quick. If it'll let me call him back. See if it'll can hear it ring. Ah, there we go. We got it ringing.
Hello.
Hey, Joe, what's going on, buddy? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Okay.
No.
All right. Give me a second. Let me get this fixed. I'm working the kinks out. All right. Oh, let's get this worked out here. That's not what I want. Ain't nothing like I tested this thing earlier. Okay, let's see here. Where would this be at? Permissions. I'm sorry, but also in the other news while I'm working on this, the bigger thing that I think we need to ask ourselves is this is the bigger than one or two players if the players successfully establish that they can go to the NFL, get released, return to college football, we're going to start having returning NFL cuts. What do we think about that? Well, there's two scenarios on that. The NFL has issues when it comes to that because if they need to essentially fill out roster spots, they're not going to be able to do it. That's the problem. That is one of the bigger things on the issue with that, because if the NFL needs guys for the practice squad, it's going to make their product scarce. And I don't think the NFL is going to allow I don't think the NFL is going to allow. Hold on 1 second. I got to mute myself. All right. Attempt number 2. Can you hear me, Joe? Oh, man.
No. Still nothing.
Okay, let me keep working on it. Give me a good 2 minutes here. Give me a good 2 minutes. Let me work on this really quick. I apologize, everybody. Give me 1 minute. All right. I think I've got it figured out. Let's see if I can give Joe a call back. I apologize, everybody. Nothing like working out new technology. We'll see if this works.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Joe? Can you hear me?
No, still can't hear you through the phone. I can hear you through my laptop, but YouTube mic is back on. That's
Yeah.
about it. I can't hear you talk.
Okay. Give me 1 more minute and I think I might be able to get this fixed. Okay. Let's see. All right. Hold on, everybody. Give me a second. We got tech issues. All right, let's see if we got this fixed now. I didn't think that new technology was going to be this big of a pain in the ass. So we'll see. See if I can call Joe back. Got to get her fixed before Saturday. I know.
Hello.
Hey, Joe, can you hear me?
No, not yet, I guess.
You can't hear me through my microphone?
Nope.
Damn it, I don't know. Let me keep working on this. I will get this figured out. Okay. Give me a second here, folks. All right. Thanks for everybody hanging in there with me. Just trying to work through the technology bug. There was one time when I had the old tablet that I had issues. Let's see if this has fixed it. Because I got audio through there.
Hello?
Any luck, Joe? No luck still?
No, man. I'm hearing nothing but dead air.
All right, let me try to figure this out real quick. I'm just gonna have to I apologize, everybody. I'm gonna have to close the show on this deal to get this figured out. I appreciate everybody watching. We had a better show planned, but I got to get this tablet figured out. But appreciate all you guys out there. Do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. I got to get this figured out. Have a good night, everybody. And betting show will be tomorrow morning.